Well, welcome to Discover the Finger Lakes, episode 10. And it is, this month is for the month of February, and we have snow on the ground. And as of, I don't know how many views we have from the last episode, but it was a very good episode. As you know, we went to Arkansas and Oklahoma, and had a really good time with Uncle Grizzly, videotaping and filming places in Arkansas and Oklahoma, and it was a good time. But now this month, I don't know about Brady. He may join me at the end of this episode. We'll see. But we're going to do a little bit of hiking, walking in a couple of places with snow. And then check out a place in Penn. And so we hope you enjoyed this episode. Come along for the ride. We'll show you what we got to do. Our first visit is Bishop Preserve. From Geneva, go east on Route 520. Turn south onto 96A. Cross the bridge over the canal and make the first left on West River Road. And then park opposite house number 536. The Bishop Preserve has a rich mosaic of brushland, forest, and wetland. Interestingly, most of the shrubs and trees are non-native, many of them invasive. However, the numerous birds and other creatures attracted to this wildlife oasis find food here, water, shelter, and nesting places. All the necessities of life. The structure of a habitat can be more important, at least to birds, than the exact plant species found here. Native species such as white pine, walnut, black cherry, basswood, hickory, maple, oak, flowering dogwood, and shade bush are moving in, providing an additional element of diversity. Keep in mind of your surroundings and watch for posted signs of no trespassing and stay on the trail. Some trails do not allow you to ride mountain bikes. But there's other activities such as snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, walking, hiking, running are available. In 1993, Bruce Bishop contacted the Land Trust, hoping to donate his land in order to protect what had been a labor of love for over 30 years. Him and his wife, Helen, had purchased worn-out farmland opposite their home, and Bruce had put heart and soul into planting 30,000 shrubs and conifers. Together, they wanted to ensure that the wildlife habitat his labors had provided would be permanently protected. This low-lying, gently sloping preserve adjoins forested state land, which in turn borders the Cayuga-Seneca Canal. Several seasonal streams traverse the preserve, emptying into wetlands. These too help meet the needs of wildlife. Some sunny winter day when the snow lies deep, check out the animal tracks and birds at this diverse 30-acre wildlife haven in the town of Fayette, Seneca County. Maybe you'll even spot an owl roosting in the evergreens. Right, in episode 2, we did the Seneca Cayuga Trail from Waterloo. Well, behind me is where I stopped and took a few videos of this preserve that we're doing today. The best times to visit are in the fall, winter, and early spring, when mosquitoes and poison ivy are less in evidence. So in the winter times, it's cold out here in New York, and you want to go to a warm place to look around at history, this would be the place to go. The Oliver House. Let's go in and take a look. The Oliver family, Yates County, New York. Dr. Andrew Oliver, the pioneer physician, and his brother William, an early political commercial figure in Yates County, were twins and the sole offspring of their father. Andrew Oliver, a minister whose calling took him from place to place. The twins were born in Londonderry, New Hampshire on October 15, 1792, where the senior Oliver was a minister for the Presbyterian Reformed Church. Dr. Andrew Oliver moved to the area in 1818 and eventually lived 2 houses north of the present Oliver House Museum. He was the founder and leading spirit of the Yates Medical Society, which was formed March 4, 1823. In 1852, Dr. Oliver built a large brick Italianate-style house on Main Street in Penn Yan. This 18-room home was a wedding gift for his son, William, who also pursued a medical career. William had 3 children, Jenny Williams, Carrie, who lived their entire lives in the Oliver house. As none of these siblings had children, the family line ended with the death of Carrie in 1942. It was Carrie's will that deeded the house to the village of Penn Yan. Today, the Oliver House features 6 period rooms furnished with an eclectic mix of Oliver's belongings and the collections of the Historical Society. Guided tours are available, or folks can explore the rooms on their own if they prefer. 5 major rooms in the house, many with original furnishings, are maintained as Victorian period rooms. a side note, I want to mention that this is free to visit. You can donate if you'd like. Also, I want to also mention that I saw a couple rooms that they showed me, and the collection of clothes they have from different periods, from World War I to the Civil War, and the Victorian style clothing is just fantastic. The Native American room, as you see here, was one of my favorite rooms. There is arrowheads in here from the Lamoka site. If you remember when me and Brady went to go look at the ancient site, there is arrowheads from that site on this display. And also a painting somewhere of the Canandaigua Treaty, which we're going to talk to at some other date and time. Now, looking into this museum, there is tons and tons of history in this house. There is so much on display here. Then we just did a quick walkthrough. But me and Brady could research subjects and episodes on probably each thing in this house. Something we may look into. Well, we are at the next location. And as you can see, it's really got a lot of snow here. And it ought to be fun. Now the thing is, I found something that I can't believe I found. You want to know what it is?
I'm back, finally, for a month or two. I'm glad to be back, and it's going to be fun. So let's get through this. It's cold out. A little bit, but not as much.
You heard him. Let's check out this trail. Yeah. Now we don't have to worry about it now, but in the summertime, you might want to worry about these right here.
Oh yeah, the bugs.
Yeah, ticks. Now, what we're seeing here is, looks like somebody's been cross-country skiing here. That would be fun, I think. Gunargwa Creek Meadow Preserve, if that's the right pronunciation. Donated by the Genesee Land Trust in 1966 by the Kesserling family, is made up of an upland area of hardwoods, wildflowers, and shrubs. The winding Gunargwa Creek crossing a broad floodplain and an open meadow where food and cover for birds and other animals is abundant. There is exceptional butterfly habitat in the meadow during the spring and summer. Now the location of the Meadow Preserve, from Route 31 in Macedon, turn south on Route 306, Waynesport Road. Turn east onto Wilkinson Road at the crest of the hill. Turn south onto Bunker Hill Drive. Follow Bunker Hill Drive to the end and park in the gravel area adjacent to the water tower. The trail into the preserve starts at that point. Property can be very wet in the spring, dressed for poison ivy. Now we gained access to the trail from Wilkinson Road. And as I said before, there is another access point on Bunker Hill Road. And the loop trail is about a mile long. Now, through our little trek through the snow, we did see some people on skis cross-country skiing. But what we also came on, well, as you see here in this video, is an old tree stand that somebody put here. No telling how long ago, but part of it is still here. Also, you will notice at the end of the wooded trail is information sign about the meadow and of the wild flowers and butterflies that you will see here in the spring and summer. You'll see a map legend and a little bit of information about the area. Also, something that you should know is that there is another trail on the other side of the creek, and it's a small little loop trail, something to keep in mind when you visit. So that concludes this episode. We hope that you had a good time watching us trudge through all the snow and everything. And we want you to remember to go to our YouTube channel. If you like what you see, like and subscribe and tap on the little bell so that you'll get notifications from us on what we're doing. And Brady, do you have anything you want to say?
Nope. But if you guys like it, it was hard to get through the snow, especially this last part because it was really deep. And
Yes.
They don't do much with the things in the winter, so just be careful when you walk on the creeks because I fell through once.
Yes. We don't know what happened, but certain places on the trail looked like there had been water there and it had frozen. And you could hear the cracking, you know, when you walked over it. So I want to also let you know that my buddy in Arkansas has a YouTube channel. Just look up Uncle Grizzly. And also Brady has a channel.
Yes.
He's not working on it right now because he's working with me. But just look both of those guys up and see what they have. Next month will be a surprise. We're not going to tell you what we're doing now. Maybe at the end of this episode, like I've been doing something new, you know, next time on Discover Finger Lakes, we might show you a little bit on that. So for James Kenny
And Brady Hill,
we'll see you next month on Discover the Finger Lakes. next time on Discover the Finger Lakes. We take you on a trail near Victor, New York, and walk through ice and snow and show you different species of trees and shrubs. Then we take you to a loop trail that connects with a major trail and other small trails. And then we take you to a museum near Hammondsport, New York.